I have yet another Grand Seiko to share with you today. This one is another beauty, another drop dead gorgeous dial in an uncommon color. This is nicknamed the Autumn Sunrise. The reference is the SBGA499. I'll place the specs here on the screen so you guys can get a good sense of the size, the price, the various aspects of this everyday style watch. Now, this is a limited edition to 1,300 pieces, which it's not a ton, but it's not very limited. It's kind of right in that middle ground, and it commemorates the 20th year anniversary of the 9R spring drive movement. That movement debuted in 2004. So this watch, it does have a 9R movement inside, a spring drive movement. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I think the best part about this watch, it's not the fact that it's limited, it's the fact that it has a striking red dial. And this is an uncommon color in the market, especially with luxury watches. And that's the reason why the nickname is the Autumn Sunrise. It's this kind of deep crimson color. And as Grand Seiko so eloquently puts it on their website, it captures the brilliance of autumn leaves bathed in golden morning sunlight. So thank you to Exquisite Timepieces for lending in this limited Grand Seiko for a review. I have worked with this family-owned AD in Florida for years. I bought from them personally many times. They carry Seiko, Grand Seiko. They carry 50 different brands, everything from that Seiko Sports on up to Grand Seiko to other brands like Omega and Tudor and Blancpain. So they have a wide selection. I've had good experiences with them, and I've linked their store below. Now let's talk about what this watch does really well. And I think it's got to be this above average dial and the above average dial details that we have come to expect from Grand Seiko. They do great dials on all of their watches. Whether you're looking at entry-level Seiko or Grand Seiko, it just seems to always be above the competition at the respective price segments. So with this version, it has a slight sunburst effect to this red dial, but it's also reflective, like it has a lacquer type of coating to it. And that's especially evident as I do this wrist roll here under bright studio lights. Now the red is perfectly complemented with salmon accents for the power reserve indicator and the rose gold applied Grand Seiko badge just below that double 12 marker. So I love looking at the details under the macro lens. Notice the linear grooves in these tall applied markers. Notice the widescreen framed date. I always like a widescreen date, especially when these single digits are stretched out in the first week of the month. And this is something that Grand Seiko only does on spring drive. If you buy one of their mechanical watches or their high accuracy quartz watches, they have a standard square date, but the spring drives are widescreen. And I really like that. Now, this also has Dauphine hands with good brushwork, polished edges, and the overall watch has minimal text. You only see the logo, you see spring drive, and then you see the Japan designation down outside of that index, the index markings for the minutes. Now, talking about this movement, you will be able to view it through a sapphire display case back. I've chosen to leave the sticker on this one, but it is a very tastefully finished spring drive movement with that perfect smooth sweep. It's accurate to a window of plus or minus 15 seconds per month, which I need to mention, that's conservative when it comes to the estimate. Every time in practice, these are near spot on. So they're super accurate. They're very smooth. It has the widescreen date. It has the power reserve indicator. This is classic Grand Seiko, and this has 3 days of power reserve on a full charge. Now, sometimes Grand Seiko models feel tall. This one doesn't feel tall. It is 12.7 millimeters in total height, but it does feel thinner than that. And I want to mention it because I think it's this proud box sapphire crystal that adds to the height, but it doesn't add to the feel of the height, if that makes sense. And this crystal does have inner applied anti-reflective coatings, and that helps enhance the legibility for this beautiful and uncommonly colored dial. Now, another great thing that this watch excels in is the Soratsu polishing. You really see the mirror-like polishing that's found on the case. It's found on the bezel. You see it a little bit in the 5-link bracelet. So this is a very pretty watch. There's no way around that. And I think that's a draw of this SBGA499. Now, the main positive in my view is the uncommon dial color. It's not the fact that it's a 1,300-piece limited edition. It's not the fact that it commemorates the 20-year anniversary of the 9-arm movement. No, it's just the uncommon dial color. And it's done tastefully. It's not excessively priced. Some Grand Seiko models, even their limited editions, they're approaching like $10,000 in some instances. This is $5,800 full retail, and it is individually numbered on the case back to 1,300 pieces. Now, where can this be better? I will say that the bracelet is average. There's no quick adjustment system. There are half links, so you can get a decent fit, but it's just an average bracelet. I have reviewed a The Citizen watch that had a factory bracelet. The Citizen would be the equivalent of a Grand Seiko for Citizen, and that bracelet felt like it was on another level when you compare it to the standard 5-link Grand Seiko bracelet, which looks nice, but I think is starting to feel its age. This has been a design in the product catalog for many years now, so I think it's probably time for a refresh or an update. The other thing I want to mention that this package could be better at, it comes down to helping the consumer feel like you're getting something a little extra, because Grand Seiko does above average dials across the catalog, whether it's a standard production version or a limited edition. So I would love to see a limited edition come with an extra strap or special packaging or both. And in this instance, imagine this watch on a burgundy strap that you could switch this off the bracelet and onto a gorgeous burgundy strap. I think that would be pretty special. So that's an area that Grand Seiko could consider for improvement. But as far as the watch itself goes, I'm impressed, as always, with Grand Seiko. I really enjoy this brand. And personally, just speaking for myself, I'm waiting for the ideal Grand Seiko to be released and just hit me. The right case, the right dial, the right movement, the right hand design, and hopefully with a slightly refined bracelet, being a bracelet fan myself. Now, this is sold out on Grand Seiko's website, but there are still a few Autumn Sunrise Grand Seikos here and there at various authorized dealers around the country. Exquisite Timepieces, the sponsor of this video, they have one. It's in stock. I've linked it below. You're welcome to use my own sales associate. Tell him that Bruce sent you. I've linked all of that in the description. Like this video if you got something from it. And if you could help me out by subscribing, I'd really appreciate that. Thanks.